Are you curious about using Facebook ads and how it can help you grow your fan base and get your music heard by more people? We're talking about Facebook ads today in the podcast. We'll see you on the inside. What's going on, everybody? This is Mike from the Songwriter's Planner, and you are here at the Songwriter's Podcast, putting down those episodes. I really appreciate you guys coming by every week and checking these out. I've gotten some great feedback to me on the content that I'm putting out, and I really appreciate feedback, whether it's good or bad. Please send it over to me. You can hit me up at mike@songwritersplanner.com. You can hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram, all those places. I'm out there. But I'm just really enjoying doing these podcasts, and just want to say thank you for everybody out there for checking them out. Today, we are going to be talking specifically about Facebook ads in general. Now, if you've ever been curious about Facebook ads, if you've always wondered why they're being used everywhere, why you're seeing them, we're talking about that today. And I thought that I've talked about Facebook ads before on these podcast episodes in the past, and I've kind of just touched on certain aspects of Facebook ads. I wanted to dedicate a whole episode, a whole podcast specifically to this topic, because you can literally I could probably spend the next 5 episodes talking about it. There's just so many aspects to running ads on Facebook that are so helpful and powerful for artists and musicians that, you could literally spend a ton of time talking about it. Today, we're not going to be getting into all of that. Today, what I wanted to do on this podcast is kind of do like an introduction to Facebook ads. If you've never done it before, I'm going to kind of go through my experience with it, the things that I do, and reasonings behind them, because for artists, it's a tool that is so powerful that you can literally grow your size of your audience with the right content, the right ad, and the right approach to it. I use Facebook ads pretty much standard for promoting the Songwriter's Planner, which is right here, by the way, songwritersplanner.com. If you're on podcast, I'm holding it up. But I use Facebook ads to promote the planner, and I also use Facebook ads to promote my creative projects, my music projects as well. So I've been using Facebook ads for probably about 2 years now consistently, and I have done things that have worked great, and I've done things that have not worked great, and which leads to basically spending money. Because obviously Facebook, if you're an artist or a business, it's a pay-to-play platform. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I really hope that this has some value for you if you're really curious about how you can use it, because with the right approach to it, you can double your audience size. You literally can. There is somebody out there for everybody. Your fan base, or what they like to call your tribe, is out there no matter where you live. And using Facebook ads is a great way to find people who might be interested in your music. Now, I'm going to do a way back here real quick. Way back in the day, this is something that musicians could not even fathom having this power. To promote our bands and our music, we'd have to put flyers on telephone poles and put them in the clubs and try to tell word of mouth. Now with the internet and everybody having a phone, you literally can reach more people than you think you could ever reach with your music, and that is such a powerful thing. It's something that didn't exist 10, 15 years ago. Now it does, and I think artists and musicians are, and I am one of them, we're kind of slow to adopt these techniques, advertising techniques, because we don't look at ourselves as advertisers or marketers of ourselves. It's really hard for musicians and artists to look at ourselves, and you almost kind of have to be a marketer almost as much as you are an artist. And that's the reality of our situation. If you are really serious about getting your music heard, you kind of have to put on that marketing hat as often as possible, almost as much as you do as a creative side. So Facebook ads is a super user tool for that, and it's probably the number one gateway into growing your music. Okay. So I think I've repeated myself like 3 times already. So anyway, and so what we'll do is I'll just dive into some bullet points of mine that I want to get out. Again, this is just an introductory to Facebook ads. We're not going to get crazy with it. Why are Facebook ads so important? Okay. Facebook is the largest social media platform on the planet. I mean, there are literally millions and millions of people on Facebook checking their phone. They have it with them all the time. I check my phone probably way too much. I'm on Facebook probably way too much. And it's just the ultimate connective tool for people, from peer to peer, for person to person. You know, we're not even talking about art here. We're talking about connecting people at a real-time basis. Facebook is amazing for that. So why is that so important? Because you can reach so many people that, fans that you don't even know you could have. And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to learn how to do it. And here's another thing, it doesn't take a lot of money. Now, I know it's obviously, like I said, Facebook is a pay-to-play platform nowadays, but the idea is that you don't need hundreds and hundreds of dollars to find new fans. You literally don't. You can use $5, $10, $20, just whatever amounts that you can budget for. And I think I talked about how much you should spend on ads in a previous podcast. And I will reiterate, you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? You just need consistency and a budget for it. Say $20, $20 every 2 weeks or something like that. You know, it's a really good budget, and you'll slowly gain an audience. So it's important because of all those reasons. And it's really crucial that you take time to learn how to use Facebook ads, because ultimately you're spending your own money to run ads to get your music heard. And if you're spending your own money, you're going to want to make sure that you try to get the best return on investment for it. And the only way to get that is to start running ads and see what works and test back and forth. So I just wanted to talk about why Facebook ads are so important. You can literally reach so many fans and grow your music fan base quickly over time. And that's just a powerful thing for sure. So let's talk about reaching new fans. Let's talk about the way that we use Facebook now. Now, if you're like me, you have a personal Facebook page, and you probably have a band page, I'm guessing, or an artist page. And if you don't, probably want to set one of those up. And usually what we'll do as artists and whatnot, if we have a show coming up or if we have a new song that we want to post on social media, we'll just post it on our personal page and share it. Or post it on our band page or artist page and then share that on our personal page. Just a lot of organic sharing. And that's the way Facebook was meant to be. It was meant to be an organic sharing. Hey, look at this. Interacting with people, engaging with people. And at the personal page level, that is really what it's all about. Now with running ads, and you have to have an artist page, or what they call a business page, if you're going to run ads. And I'll talk about that next. But with ads, this gives you the potential to not just reach the people that are connected to you on a 1 degree of separation, or maybe 2 or 3. It doesn't go that far when you start talking about sharing your content or your music. Facebook ads, what it does is it allows you to break out of this complete network of people that you're connected to, which is great because a lot of them probably want to hear about your music anyway. But it allows you to find new fans who don't know you yet and who've never heard of you. So it breaks out of this 1 degree of separation sharing web that is around you. And it allows you to get new fans in different cities if you want, different countries, whatever. You can go as big as you want. But it's basically the tool that just breaks out of the shell. And that's the important thing, is that it's more powerful than just sharing your own stuff on your own page, because the same people who are your friends on Facebook see your posts. It's the same people. And which is great, obviously, and you should be doing that. But what we're talking about here is breaking out of that and getting bigger. And that's what Facebook ads will allow you to do is to discover outside of this bubble that you live in on your Facebook personal page. So ideally what you want to be doing is you want to be doing both. You want to be sharing your content on your personal page like you always do, and then you want to be running ads to get more fans and to break out of that. So that's basically, how you're going to reach new fans is by using these ad tools. And like I mentioned, to run Facebook ads, you need to have a business page or an artist page. And it's different. Artist pages are different than your personal page. They have and this is true for all business pages on Facebook, not just artists. They have very small organic reach, and that's by design by Facebook. And if you want to use Facebook to grow your business or your music, it's something you got to come to terms with. And that the organic reach of a regular business page or an artist page is minuscule to what you would post on your personal page. And the reason why is because Facebook has done that deliberately. They said, if you want to use Facebook to grow, to reach people, you're going to have to pay. Now, I should have put a disclaimer out and says that, this is a pay-to-play platform and on ads. So once you understand that, and you understand, okay, if I post something on my artist page, and I post the same thing on my personal page, my artist page is not going to reach the same amount of people unless I pay to have it boosted or run it as an ad. That's just the way it works. And that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing, because if you do pay Facebook to run your ads, they will do their best to reach the right people that you have targeted. They make no buts about it. They're like, if you're gonna pay us, we are gonna do the best that we can to reach the right people. And I've seen it myself. I've seen it in action with the Songwriter's Planner and my creative projects. They really do try to find the best people. Okay, so you're paying for a service. But yeah, so to get set up, just make sure you have a business page, artist page, and then you create your Facebook ads account off of that page. So has nothing to do with your personal page. Definitely go to Google and look up Facebook artist page, how to get that set up, and then how to attach an ads account to it. It's pretty easy to do. It's a lot of easy setup. So definitely required for running Facebook ads. Okay, let me talk about targeting. Now, when I say targeting, what is targeting? Okay, when you read about Facebook ads, the main component to running your advertising campaigns is who do you want Facebook to show your ads to? And saying everyone is a bad answer. That is the wrong answer. Basically, Facebook wants to know, who do you want us to run your ads to? Because if we're running your ads, if you play in a metal band and we're running your ads to people who like polka music, then you're wasting money. It's not going to work. There's no interest there. So who do you want to see your ads, to listen to, or I should say, who do you want to find your music or to listen to your music? So what Facebook has done is they put together a really, really good tool that allows you to specifically identify. You can get really niche with it. Say 25 to 35-year-olds who love Metallica and who live in Pasadena, California, and have this level of income and have this kind of renting situation or living situation. I mean, it gets really, really specific. You can really target demographically the super fan, I should say, is what they always say. Target your super fan. And so the tools that Facebook gives you to find your super fan and model around that is superb. Now, I will say this, it takes a little bit of practice to find that sweet spot, because targeting, as artists, we just generally naturally want to reach everybody, and I understand that. Like, you got music, it's just your heart and soul that you're putting into a song. You're like, I want this to go to the world. I want everybody to hear this. But the reality is not everybody's going to want to hear it, because that's just the way it works. So the more detailed you can get in defining who would be your super fan, the better chances you're going to have, the better return on your investment you're going to get. What's great about the targeting tools that they provide is that you can target people who like bands that or artists that sound like you, and that is really a good thing. If you like hip hop or something like that, and you sound like like Post Malone or something like that comes out, and you're very similar to that kind of an artist, you can literally target people who are into Post Malone, or and that's for any genre. You can even there was an example where there was a goth metal band, and they ran ads to people who liked Game of Thrones, and it was like, wow, what a connection. So you're taking something like a TV show, and you're targeting the people that watch that show because you think they might like your music. There's a connection there. So it doesn't have to necessarily even be, oh, if you like this kind of music, then you'll like target you because we sound like that. You can base it off of things like movies, TVs, things that are popular in the world. And that's what's so cool about Facebook advertising, is that you can literally build an audience off of interests that they have and share your music with them, or at least get your music heard by people who you think might like it. So that is just touching on targeting. There's a lot more to it, and I would definitely suggest you go check it out. Go to Google and check out Facebook targeting options, and spend a little bit of time. Spend like half an hour, a couple times a week researching it, and just to see how powerful it is. You can take your targeted audiences, and what you can do in addition to targeting certain people is you can create what they call custom audiences. And that is people who have either engaged with your Facebook page, either they've liked it or they've commented on or something, or they like to post. Facebook saves all this information. Or people who have visited your website. If you use a Facebook pixel, you can create a custom audience of, say, saved audience of everybody that lives in your city that has engaged with your content on Facebook. The list is endless of audience types that you can build. You can get really specific with it, which is what you should be doing when you're looking for an audience, is to get as specific as possible. Okay, so targeting audiences, custom audiences, basically wrangling people around who have shown interest in your music. That's called warm audiences. People who have already kind of liked your music, and you can also track those people. So I'll quick mention, I mentioned warm audiences. In the digital marketing realm, you're going to hear things like cold audiences, warm audiences. These are the difference between those are basically cold audiences are people that have never heard you, never know nothing about you, and you're going to run an ad to that person. You can turn them into a warm audience if they dig your music and they come check you out on your Facebook page and they maybe like a song or something. Now they're a warm audience. But converting cold audience into warm audience is what the name of the game is on digital marketing and Facebook ads, for sure. Again, we could go into that go into this stuff and get really geeky about it, but I'll put you guys to sleep if I did that, so we won't do that right now. But I'm going to quick move on here. Let's talk about what should you promote? What should your ad look like? What are you going to do? You can run ads on anything. You got a show coming up? Run an ad, make a flyer, or better yet, a video, and promote that to people who promote it to cold audiences and warm audiences. You're probably going to get a better response from a warm audience if they already know who you are. But it depends on what your objective is, on what kind of ad you want to run. You might want to do a video for your warm audience, people that know you, and then do another video for cold audiences, people that don't know you. And the difference would be like, you have to introduce yourself. Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm an artist in this area. Here's a little snippet of my music. Play your music. You're going to run that kind of an ad to a cold audience, people who don't know who you are, and then to a video to your warm audience saying, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for supporting me. Want to tell you about a great show I got coming up. You're gonna have that difference. There's a difference of context, because if you run the same ad to a cold audience that, and you assuming that they know who you are, it can be kind of a turnoff for them, because they're like, well, who's this person? Why are they on my Facebook feed, and why do they think I know who they are? It really gets down to that personal level. I mean, where people look at their phones and they really want to see content that is meaningful to them. So if you're someone new, you have to address it in a way and introduce yourself and kind of at least find a way to get their attention and make it interesting for them to find out who you are. So running video ads, running flyers, running your music. You can obviously run your music. I would suggest this, though, is if you're thinking about creating an ad to run, say, your latest single, instead of posting a direct link to, say, SoundCloud or some kind of audio player, I would highly suggest creating a video out of it. And you don't have to you don't have to make this expensive video. I would just say put a picture of you and create a video file out of it, and maybe just move the picture a little bit, just make it interesting, maybe some effects. But Facebook loves video. So if you're running an ad that has video on it as opposed to just posting a song file, you're going to get more people interested in the video, and the video can play easily. It's a native type of format for Facebook. So if you're going to do your music or your song, convert it into a video and upload that, and then promote that, run an ad on that. You're just going to get better engagement, better chances of people hearing it because it's easy. Better yet, if you have a song that you want to promote, create a video and then do subtitles or captions, I should say, or lyric video. Do just captions, because when people open videos on Facebook and they see words popping up in front of them, our natural tendency is to read them. You don't even have to have the sound turned on. As long as people start seeing words come up, it's like, oh, that's interesting. Let's see what that's about. And boom, they hit your video and then they can hear your music. So all these little things would make for a great ad. Just some ideas. From my experience, video is always the best way to go if you're going to promote something. Let's see. Yeah. So videos, flyers, if the flyers works, then that's good too. Use that. Another thing I want to mention is when you write your ad copy, the text above it, you want to make sure that your ads are right to the point, simple, easy to read, because again, the attention span of people who are flipping through their Facebook feeds is quick. So they're not going to stop there and read, 3 paragraphs from you, unless they really, really know you. They probably won't do that. But so, make sure you just keep that text, that ad copy really short, to the point, and just be friendly and nice. Really easy. Well, I shouldn't say really easy. Sometimes that takes practice for some of us. I know it's not easy writing really, really good ad copy. There is a skill to that. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And so just make sure that you have good ad copy with great content, of whether it's a video or a flyer or whatnot. Just kind of make sure that those things are in check. Oh boy, man, there's just so many things, and I'm trying to keep these podcasts to a decent size here. So I'm just going to touch on cost already. I've talked about how much do Facebook ads cost. They cost less than you think they do. For $20, you can reach a lot of people in your area, and you could gain some new fans and have some new people show up to your shows. How great is that? It really is cheaper than you think it would be. It's almost, for me, like, it almost gets addicting. You're like, wow, it's only, $10 here, $10 here, $10 here. That you have to be careful, because you can definitely go, blow a lot of money by running ads and whatnot. But overall, it is much cheaper than what you think it would be. And that's why I'm such a big fan of learning Facebook ads and learning how to promote yourself in digital marketing for artists and musicians, because you can literally do more than you think you can. Trust me. I've learned that as well for myself. So cost is basically however much you can afford. I recommend setting a budget aside, and I talked about this in one of my previous episodes. Set a budget, a weekly budget of how much you want to spend, whether that's $10 a week, $5 a week or $20 a week. Just set a budget so that way okay, I got money here that I can literally spend on building my career, and that's worth it to have that budget. Save all that money you're going to buy on your new instrument and put a little bit away for advertising and marketing. It's a really, really good discipline to have, because you're growing your career, but you're getting your digital marketing skills up to speed, and you're starting to get better at it. Okay. So, and like the last thing I wanted to mention is the benefits, just the sheer benefits of being able to run your own advertising campaigns as an artist. You're not relying on anybody else to do it for you. You're not paying someone else to do it for you on top of paying for the ads already. Complete freedom here, folks. I really think that is the future of artists and musicians, is to promote yourselves, to learn how to do it. And it takes practice. I will admit, it takes a little bit of practice. Even I'm still learning how to run the most successful ads. I still learn every time I run an ad. And the only way that you get good at that is you just keep doing it and monitor how well the ads are doing for you. You can use the tools to just check and see what kind of progress is making. So, just the sheer benefits of learning it yourself and kind of taking that business under your wing and saying, okay, I'm going to run my own advertising campaigns. This is what's going to be on it. I got a show coming up, or I'm going to advertise my new album. This is my game plan. I'm going to release snippets of the album to my warm audiences, and then I'm going to run introduction videos to people who don't know me and provide more information with links to how to get to me. You can promote a blog post like that. I love reading really great blog posts, and that'll probably go over better with your warm audiences, but you never know. I would highly recommend putting together blog posts and promoting those as well, and make them very engaging. Make them very engaging for the people that already know who you are. I mean, blog posts can be very effective, and I think they're very underrated when we promote artists and musicians, because I think we don't see the value in them. But I've personally seen how people have built followings over just blogging. Imagine that, like not even their music, but just being consistent with engaging blogs and interesting blogs. I mean, that is something that you can do as well, and I would definitely recommend checking that out, especially if you like writing. So that's kind of just the bullet points I wanted to touch on this episode. Again, I'm going to probably do another episode of just Facebook advertising, because we haven't really even gotten into a lot of the things that I wanted to get into today. But like targeting, you could just do a whole episode on targeting, but we'll save that for another time. Again, if you use Facebook ads now to promote your music, awesome, great. Keep going, keep doing it, because it's probably helping you, I'm guessing. If you're curious about using Facebook ads and always wanted to jump in, I'm telling you, now is the best time. There's no better time to jump in and start learning how to use Facebook ads. Make sure you have a budget for it. Make sure you schedule time to learn how to do it, because you don't want to just jump in there and start throwing money at stuff and throwing money at ads, and you could lose a lot of money quickly by doing that. But definitely take the time and look into how Facebook ads are helping other artists. And I will be here if you have any questions or comments about Facebook ads. Please hit me up. Ask me. I am a resource for you, and I can share you the knowledge that I have. And I'm here to help. That's pretty much it. So, all right, guys. Thanks again for joining the podcast. Appreciate it a lot. And we'll see you at the next one coming up soon. All right. Take care, guys. Peace.